What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Well, I wanted to talk about these portable tool storage systems that basically was kind of started by Milwaukee, but it seems like every single brand now kind of has their own variation of that. Now, when it comes to these storage systems, they're pretty basic. It's not like a power tool where there's like, a ton of different factors going into it. But there's basically two factors when you just simplify it as far as you can. There's basically going to be price and there's going to be basically functionality. What I mean by functionality is how much support is there for that system? How many different types of, say, drawers and boxes and different types of lighting solutions can you get with that single system? Because of course these systems are not going to be interchangeable in any way. Once you're in one, you're kind of just in that one, and that's about it. You can of course buy another one, but then you're kind of restarting all over again from what you currently have. So what I wanted to show you guys was I basically found as many of these systems that I could, and I organized them in a list here based on the most expensive to the least expensive. And I'm not going to tell you, hey, this one's better or worse than the other one. I'm going to kind of let you guys decide. But I will say I'm in Packout myself, and the reason I'm in Packout is not because of price, but because of functionality. For everything that I need to do, they have a solution for it. There's also a ton of aftermarket support for it as well, too. So for me, price isn't a big concern for this type of system. It's going to be entirely, I need to get my job done, and I need to have plenty of organization to do so. So that's why I'm in Packout. So Packout, this is the best price that I could find right now, just a sale price for basically a 3-pack. I want the wheels, I want maybe like a medium size, large size box, and I want like a smaller size box. So that's going to be comparing that to all the other systems that we can find as well. So that's going to be kind of our baseline right now is going to be 228, and that's just me looking for the best sale price I can find online from a dealer that I'm aware of and that I know is actually legitimate. All right, so the most expensive one out there right now is Klein Tools, their new mod box. $320 is pretty steep. Now, looking at this stuff, this looks like a pretty much exact clone of Milwaukee. And I'm not sure if Milwaukee's patent has expired on this, or Klein is just somehow licensing this over from Milwaukee. Um, I don't know how many Klein tool fans are watching right now, but if you are, let me know. Is this something you would buy? It's not available at every store. I've seen pictures of it at Lowe's recently, but I know Klein, they do like electrical stuff, and I don't really hear too much about Klein all that much. So I'm curious if you would still buy their modular storage pack other than like the big ones from like DeWalt or Milwaukee. I'm just not sure. But for $320, I mean, that is well over the Milwaukee stuff from what you can find it on even a reasonable sale here and there. And you can find the Milwaukee stuff here and there pretty easily too. It's not difficult to find. But I will show you Klein's mod box. They've got a pretty much an expanding system here. They've got bags now. They're coming with a cooler. All these boxes. I mean, look at this. They got the I can't add it to this thing just yet because it's coming soon. But I mean, that's kind of called their short, and that looks exactly like the Milwaukee version of that. So. It looks pretty much like, look at this, they got the 2-drawer and the 3-drawer, so it's pretty much a complete copy of Milwaukee's. Um, but it seems like it's going to be more expensive, though, from looking at some of the pricing on here. There's some deals going on here for pre-order as well, 80 bucks. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's really expensive. We'll see how far they go with it. But I'm curious if anyone's a big fan of Klein, would you buy this? That's kind of what I'm curious about right now. Let's go to the next most expensive. That's going to be the Flex Stack Pack. Arguably, Flex is probably the second largest system for when it comes to just the modularness of these systems. I'm going to be behind Packout. It could be about $300 or so. I picked up the system on clearance. I got it for like 40 bucks for like the roller wheels. I paid like another 20 for this up here too. It was on clearance at my store. Talked with the manager there, who's a tool guy, and he's like, yeah, this stuff does not sell at all. I'm sure other stores probably sells pretty good, but at my store, they just were not moving at all, and that's why they put them on really crazy clearance. I did a review on that if you want to check that out versus the pack out. It does a lot of stuff really, really good, but of course, it's not going to be as vast of a system as Packout just yet, unless they're trying to make it as vast. And it's pricey too. So I mean, you gotta beat the big, the big king there, pack out, in either price or you gotta beat him with just having more stuff. I mean, durability is one thing, but my pack out stuff has been rock solid. I don't really hear anybody complain about pack out breaking ever. It's been really, really rugged for a lot of people, so it's really the one to beat there. And Flex at $300, yeah, that's pretty expensive, but if you got the Flex Stack Pack, let me know. Do you like it so far? I haven't really used mine heavy at all. I kind of just have some of the upper boxes for just miscellaneous stuff now that I use by themselves, and they work pretty fine. They're not really any issue with it at all. They're just okay. All right, the next one is going to be at around $250. This is going to be the DeWalt Tough System 2.0. I will be honest with you guys on this one. My opinion on the DeWalt stuff is DeWalt really has no idea what they're doing here. Um, they made the Tough System 2.0. They've got the Tough Stack system. I mean, DeWalt, just make one system and be done with it. I mean, it is so confusing here. I mean, and they're not really like expanding the system in stores too much. You can only really get these three things here, three boxes, and that's about it. It's just a really confusing system. When I checked out at Home Depot, I found the latches to be just super, super tight, like uncomfortable. Like you really gotta pull them to get them, unreleased. And I don't know. I just did not really see the quality at $250 for it at all. Um, it just seems like they don't really know what they're doing. They're kind of just like, hey, they're throwing some stuff over here. We got the cheaper version of the T stack stuff or whatever it's called, and it's way too confusing. I mean, going to a Tough System 2.0 when every single other brand is pretty much on the same version 1, they just keep expanding on that. And that's really what you should be doing because this stuff is going to be compatible with only the stuff that you currently have. And I don't want to buy a whole other system from the same exact brand again. I mean, design it right the first time and be done with it. Don't design it and then change the system later on and force me to buy a whole new system. The Tough System, honestly, DeWalt's what they're doing is just a giant mess. That's just kind of my opinion on it. But if you got a different idea, let me know. Love to hear it. I'm kind of curious what you guys think about these Tough Systems so far. All right, moving on to the next most expensive one. This is also a very, very new one. This is going to be the Cobalt version of this. The modular box system here. Haven't really got a chance to see this. They're all been zip tied in my store, so I can't actually open any of the drawers or latches on here. But this is just going to be another brand, throwing out, here's 3 boxes on wheels, and there you go. Now, $219, that's a much more reasonable price than a lot of other brands. I'd be curious on the warranty on this. Is it like a 5-year warranty here? Let's see. Nope, just a 1-year limited warranty. So nothing out of the ordinary there. Now, if it's like a 5-year warranty or something like that, that'd be really cool to see. But again, I mean, it's kind of expensive, especially we're not even halfway through the competitors I've got here. So we're gonna get to more and more, affordable options here too. And is there any other options here for this Cobalt stuff? I think this is only 3 boxes available so far. It could definitely expand in the future, but again, this is a very, very limited system to get into right now because I believe there's only 3 boxes, unless there's other options that I'm not aware of, but that could be it for now, for just 3 boxes, and they could get rid of it in a year, they could keep expanding on a year, we just don't know, unfortunately. So we'll see where they go with it, but yeah, 220 is pretty expensive so far. All right, moving on to another one. This is going to be the Ryobi Link system, and the Link system has had kind of a rough launch. If you've seen your Home Depot clearance section all recently, you probably have seen some Ryobi Link stuff sitting in there. They made the big mistake of just launching the Link system at way too high of a price. A lot of stuff they've came out with has just been massively overpriced. It's gone down on clearance a lot, and even after that, people are still not buying it, just because it's so simple of a system that it's just some like plastic piece you put up your wall. There's some hangers for it. There's some bins, and that's about it. I mean, there's not like a huge, it's revolutionary. It's not like an all new pack out system that's half the price that everyone just loves, in green and gray. No, it's a pretty basic system. If you already got hooks in your garage, where you hang stuff on, you've already kind of got the Ryobi Link system. It's not that crazy. It's not rocket science. It's not anything like, wow, I definitely would buy that. So Ryobi Link, they've got the bins they got going on here too, pretty much directly competing with Cobalt as well. Um, again, if you're in Ryobi, you like Ryobi, $209 is honestly kind of steep still, for this type of system. I haven't really seen this stuff in person too much at all. I don't think I've seen the whole system in person, but I think I've seen like some of the smaller boxes in person, and they're just okay. But dollar for dollar though, you're better off just buying the Milwaukee stuff if you had to ask me, because I mean it's almost all the same pricing, and it's not a very big system yet either. So Ryobi Link, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not really impressed by it. It's just very, very expensive for what it is. And I think Ryobi had this vision of what they want to do with it, but they didn't understand that, hey, we're pricing, ourselves way, way above what everyone would pay for a Ryobi product. So that was kind of their problem there, and I think that's where they're trying to figure it out. I don't know. We'll see. But the Ryobi Link system is going to be at 209. Let's move on to the next one, and we're going to see quite a drop in price here. This is the Craftsman Versa Stack here, and this is also compatible with the T-Stack system from DeWalt. It's the exact same stuff, just the Craftsman branded version. It's basically just in red now. So if you have Craftsman or if you have DeWalt T-Stack, it does work with the Versa Stack stuff. It's all the exact same stuff. Classic Stanley Black & Decker there, just changing colors and brand, and it's all the same stuff. Now, I've heard good stuff about this. I know a few guys that actually use this because the system they have actually has some components to it. You can, of course, buy, some other boxes. They have some drawers for it already, too. And it's relatively affordable for what it is at about $130, which is pretty cool. Now, it's not the best quality. The latches are definitely a little cheap with that. The plastic is a little thin, so there's your downsides there, unfortunately. But it's relatively affordable, and it's somewhat expansive a system as well too. So there you go, your option for Craftsman. All right, moving on to Harbor Freight. If you didn't know, Harbor Freight does have a Bauer line. Now, it's been out for about a year, I think, and I haven't really heard too much about it, really. It comes in, if you buy the whole 3 system here, like you buy the large box, you maybe buy the rolling toolbox, it comes in right around the same price as Craftsman, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on which organizers you get. If you want to go with the tote, you might come in a bit less than Craftsman, but it's a system and it doesn't feel super high quality. But if you want to pick up a system, for $100 or less, there you go. You got the Bauer system, you're ready to rock and roll. They might come out with a Hercules system to kind of, push up there by Flex and Milwaukee Packout, but I don't know if they're going to do that or not. But again, it's an option from Bauer. Are they going to expand that? Are they going to get rid of it? With Harbor Freight, you never really know, unfortunately. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they don't do. But again, it's an option there, and it's going to be a slightly different design from what you see from a lot of other brands too. So kind of interesting there as well. All right, Black & Decker, they have this Beyond system, which is okay. We're at about $110. Again, this is going to be, a very homeowner grade system here. Not expensive, a lot of the stuff here, you can get bundles of it here, it's relatively affordable. It's just an option there. So I haven't seen this in person. I haven't ever used it. So I really can't say how well the quality is, but it's Black & Decker. It exists. I probably say it's probably very, very similar to like the Craftsman stuff. But the latches on here do look a bit higher quality. So that's kind of interesting. Looks like it's like it kind of in between Craftsman and then they're like the Tough Stack 2.0. If I had to just comment from looking at the pictures here. All right, so we're getting into basically the cheapest option I can find, and this is going to be the new Husky. This is going to be their Connect, the rolling plastic system. Correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but this looks almost identical to the Harbor Freight system here. Check this out. I mean, look at this small toolbox here. It looks almost the exact same latches here. I mean, look at this. Looks almost identical. Latches here. Look at that top box too. If I look at the Harbor Freight version, they look identical. I mean, that looks pretty close to me. Maybe not identical, but yeah, they could be the same manufacturer in China somewhere making both of these. But this is probably one of the best deals you can find. Is for $100. Here you go. I don't know if there is a warranty. It is Husky, so there might be a bit of a warranty on here. Let's see. Warranty. Oh, we gotta find the warranty in there, but I think it's like at least a 1 year, maybe 3 year warranty on there. So, but not bad for $100. You're just need like a basic rolling system, kind of. There you go. And it's got a 100-pound weight capacity, 3 pieces in there, nice and compact, nice and small. there's an option. Again, are they going to expand on the system? Maybe, maybe not. Husky likes to kind of go in a bunch of different directions here with stuff. They might have a new system out next year, and you never know. Now there is one brand I did not mention, Makita, because Makita makes the Mac Pack stuff or whatever. It's got a weird name to it. Not even worth mentioning. The stuff is just way overpriced, and I don't know anyone that really uses it. I know in other countries, especially in Europe, it's way, way cheaper, and it's very, very popular over there because it's so much cheaper. And a lot of the tools actually come already packaged in that Mac Pack system, so it's much more useful and much more just accepted over there. So it's not really used ever here in the States. I've never actually seen any of it in person over here. It's just wildly expensive and kind of not even worth mentioning. So there is one new system coming out, another brand, Hikoki, which is Metabo HPT here in the States. They've got this really cool kind of like desert tan, army green style stuff coming out here. Now, don't worry about the pricing here for now. This is going to be, the import pricing from Japan to the US. So that's going to obviously change if Metabo HPT brings this out in the US. So it's going to be probably a lot more affordable. I'd say right around the $200 mark if I had to throw a guess on that. So there's other systems, of course, coming to market here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe another 3 or 4 systems by the end of the year, because just every single brand is doing it right now. So I'm guessing probably because they're quite profitable. It's definitely, an option right now. People are very getting into those a lot right now too. It's an easy way to store your tools. But at the end of the day, guys, when it comes to these systems, I'm not going to say one system is better than the other, because it might be different for what you want to have, what you want to spend, what you need. But look at the price and versatility of the systems. If we had to say versatility or the most options, it's easily Milwaukee Packout. But again, though, that's going to be on the upper end of the price point. So do you just need 3 boxes, or do you want to have a full system for your truck, for options for work? What are you looking for? That's the question. So guys, I hope this was kind of helpful to figure out kind of which system you want to get into, what systems are even out there, because there are so many systems now. It's kind of worth shopping and at least taking a look at all the systems there to kind of compare, see what you want to get, see what you don't want to get, and really just get the best value for your money. So guys, thanks for watching, take care, and have a great day.